everyone, I'm Amanda and I blog over at Simple Life of a Country Wife. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you how we're tethering our lambs safely, why we're doing that, and I also want to share with you a fly spray recipe that you can use on your homestead animals. It's all natural, and so I want to share that with you so that you can make it to help your animals benefit from less flies when the heat comes out and the flies get a little crazy. So let's get started. So I'll just show you what we've done. So we bought these collars over at the farm supply store, and we put we tied a piece of rope to the collar, and then we put a piece of PVC pipe on it, and then we knotted the PVC pipe on the other end, which I'll show you that in a minute. And the reason for the PVC pipe is so that they don't get tangled up in the rope, and so they learn to walk over the PVC pipe as opposed to getting all tangled up. And so it's working really, really well so far. Is that good grass? And then we just attach them to these, I don't really know what they're called, but they are for tethering. So you kind of screw them into the ground and they will keep the lambs from taking off. Now, this rope here is probably not as thick as I want it. When they get a little bigger, I'll probably get a thicker rope, but while they're young, it's not a big deal. The other rope I have is a little thicker, so I'll probably go with something just a little stronger just to be on the safe side. And the other thing is we don't have the tether super long while they're young. We just want to help them get used to it as well. We also have some trees around here, and so we need to be really careful that they are not wrapping themselves around the trees, and so we have to think about these things while we're tethering them. So the question is, why are we tethering our goats? Now, we actually have a pasture for them that is fenced in, but is not as big as I would like, and so the grass gets eaten down quite fast in there whenever there's animals. We paid for really good fencing. We were concerned about coyotes, and so we were only able to fence in a portion of what eventually we want to do. So in the meantime, we have a big area of grass, and there is some fence around it, but it's not secure, good quality fence. It was actually fencing that was already here, and so it's not the best for lambs. I think they had a cow in this area, and so that's what they were able to use different kinds of fencing. But for lambs, things like lambs, goats, anything like that, you need really good quality fencing. And so I want to primarily raise our lambs to be grass-fed, and they need to have access to that grass. And so for us, it made sense to tether them safely. Now, how we're doing it safely for us, because we do have coyotes in the area, is we're only tethering them at certain parts of the day. The times of days that we are tethering them, we are outside or we're active, or I can see them from my kitchen window, and I also have my dog around to scare off anything that comes around. We have only had one coyote on the property that we know of, that we saw during the day a few years ago, so we generally don't see them during the day. We do hear them at night, obviously. So our goal is just to have the lambs tethered in the afternoons or the mornings, or mornings and afternoons while the kids are out playing, while I'm doing work in the garden, or while I can see them from my kitchen window. The other times they will be in the pasture that is fenced in so that they are safe and we can trust that nothing is going to happen to them predator-wise. Now, I say nothing's going to happen to them predator-wise because when we were researching lambs, I had read multiple times that lambs are the animals that are always trying to die. And after owning these animals for less than 2 months, I can honestly say that I understand that saying now, as we have already had to deal with a few minor injuries, and so we've had to learn as we go, and so predator-wise, the fence keeps them safe, but somehow those lambs still find ways to hurt themselves. So here's hoping that we've gotten through the worst of it, and the next few months will be relatively uneventful when it comes to the lambs. So that is why we're tethering them and how we're tethering them safely. And so now let's move on to making some homemade fly spray. Okay, let's make some fly spray. So today I'm going to share with you the recipe that I use, and then I'm going to share with you some different ingredients you can use instead of the ones I have here, just in case you have something else on hand or there's something here that maybe you don't want to use. But I really like this fly spray because it's all natural, and so it doesn't have the same stuff the store-bought fly sprays may have that maybe I just don't want to be putting on my animals or spraying around in the stalls. So I will share that with you. So the first thing you need is some kind of liquid oil. So I'm using olive oil today, but you can use basically any kind of liquid oil. I'm using Castile soap. If you don't have Castile soap, you can use dish soap, but I like Castile soap because it's gentler, so it's a natural option. And also I just had a bunch on hand, so I want to use it up. And the third ingredient is apple cider vinegar. Now you can use white vinegar instead if you like, but I prefer to use the apple cider. And then you're gonna use some essential oils. So when it comes to the essential oils that you're going to put in the fly spray, people use different oils that may work better for the kind of bugs they're dealing with or where they live. So you may have to kind of just troubleshoot a bit and just try different things, but I'll share with you what I'm using. Also with the essential oils, whatever kind you use, you want to make sure it's 100% pure essential oils. You want to make sure there's no fillers in it, so just be careful about that and be sure to read the ingredients on your oils to make sure that that is what you're putting into it. So I like to use peppermint, geranium, and terrashield. Now peppermint is one of my favorite oils to use when it comes to repelling critters. I actually have used it to repel mice, and so I've also used it in my garden. So I just find it really helpful when I need to repel something. The second one is the geranium, and geranium is really good for repelling ticks. And where I live, we have ticks, so that's why I'm putting that in the oil, in the fly spray. And then the last one is terrashield. Now terrashield is a blend that was made specifically to repel bugs, so that is why I like to use it in my fly spray. However, if you don't have terrashield, that's okay. You can try different kinds. People like to use rosemary or basil. Those are a few options. I have seen people use tea tree oil, and so you can just try a few different things and you may find a different oil that works really well for you. Now the biggest thing is you just don't want to use any kind of citrus essential oils in your spray because you don't want to put a citrus essential oils on your skin or an animal's skin and then go out into the sun because they are photosensitive and can cause a reaction. So aside from that, there's lots of different options you can use, but I'm using geranium, peppermint, and terrashield. And then of course I will add some water. Now, I like to use a glass bottle, spray bottle. I get these on Amazon, so I have found them very useful for all kinds of things. And then you'll need a funnel, a tablespoon, and a cup. Okay, so I just add my apple cider vinegar. I'm actually just under a cup here, but it'll be fine. And then I'm going to add a tablespoon of the castile soap. Tablespoon of the oil. Hopefully I don't spill it. And then I'm going to add 10 drops each of each oil. Drops of the geranium. Comes out a little slow. And then 10 drops of the peppermint. And seriously, I use peppermint for everything. It's great for when I have some tension or like I said, mice, it's a great one, or just if I need to be cooled down. Okay, and I'm gonna add water. So I will add a cup of water. And you can double this recipe for sure if you have, a lot of animals. I just have a few animals. We have a small homestead here, and so, and also I don't have a bigger bottle right now, so this is the perfect size for me. So then I put the lid back on. Just shake it up a little. And that's basically all there is to it. Before I use it on my animals or in the barn, I will just give it a shake and then I'll spray it. So if you have a homestead or you're dealing with a fly issue, be sure to make this fly spray for your animals. Now, when you live on a homestead and the weather gets warmer, flies are just part of the package. You're not going to eliminate it completely. I'm sure we all wish we could do that, but it's just not possible. But this fly spray will make it a little more manageable so that maybe you won't be as frustrated and your animals won't be as frustrated with dealing with so many flies. So that is what I wanted to share today, and thanks for watching.